All right, what's going on? Let me see what kind of audio I got here. I have to go to my channel and see here. Man, I forgot how to do this. All right, here we go. Oh no. Click on it like that. Let me see what kind of audio I got. Yeah, audio sounds good. A little bit of a delay, but it sounds all right. Damn, Mike keeps wanting to go that way. I can't sleep. I'm wide awake. My system's on some weird kind of schedule. I've tried taking Tramadol. I've tried taking um, Trazodone. It don't matter. I won't go to sleep till about 5 in the morning. So I'm up. I'm awake. I figured I'd jump on here. It's kind of late. I don't expect anybody to show up, but you never know. But I figured I'd jump on here anyway. Boy, this whole thing's kind of turned my life upside down. It's made everything kind of weird. But it is what it is, right? It's part of life. That's the way it goes. I didn't expect it at 44 years old, though. I'll tell you that. It's just been a wild ride. I'm waiting to start chemo. I'm getting a little bit stronger, moving around a little bit better. Uh, I'm able to, I know little things probably don't mean a whole lot to y'all, but like I can stand up and take a shower. I don't have to sit down to take a shower. That's freaking amazing. I'm able to stand up and cook in the kitchen. I'll start getting tired after a little bit, but I'm able to stand up in there and cook a little while, so there's progress. There's progress. And I'm sure when I start chemo, it'll probably revert right back. I'll probably get weak again. There for a while, I couldn't even hardly get out of bed. So it's been weird, but like I said, it's one thing after another. I wanted to go live yesterday, but after setting all this stuff up, I just didn't have the energy to mess with it. And then I had a couple things I had to do today, so I didn't mess with it today. Couldn't sleep tonight, and I thought, what the hell? I'll jump on here and go live. Not expecting anyone to be here, but they'll catch the replay tomorrow, and that's or later on today, and that's cool. I'm gonna tell you what, these politics lately have gotten weird. I mean, just absolutely strange. Excuse me. It's just it's so weird it doesn't even seem real, right? People are protesting crap that just is mind-boggling. Like the free Palestine or Palestine, however it's pronounced. And the people that are protesting for it to be free, the people in Palestine would kill them if they had a chance. So I mean, it's just stuff that don't even make sense. It's so far out there. Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. That's a strange thing, and all out there on the internet. I mean, it was just thrown around. Never thought I'd see something like that just out there, just like that. You know, this generation's definitely going through some trials and tribulations for sure. Don't know what the future holds. I may be on the better end of the deal because I doubt I'll live to see it. But I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be good at all. I wonder if I can let go of this mic. Nope. This table sits kind of messed up. The arm keeps wanting to go that way, so I'm gonna have to tie a string to it or something and figure out how to get it to hold right in place. But anyhow, yeah, these politics are just wild. They're out there. Don't know what to think about it anymore. But like I said, I probably won't live to see it. Will America fall? Is this all going to destabilize the country to the point that it can't recover? What's going to happen? This whole government shutdown. It's like every day or something. Every day. It's constant, never stops. You know, I get on Discord and talk a little crap. Kind of keeps me distracted a little bit. Watch TikTok quite a bit. That keeps me distracted. Get on here and post shorts. That kind of keeps me distracted. But just whatever, right? Whatever I can do to keep going. I don't know. Don't know. I don't really have a lot to say. Just tired, but I can't sleep. Sucks. Boy, I mean, it sucks. Sucks bad. I like what they're doing with the National Guard, kind of. But at the same time, I don't know how good that's going to help. It's going to help for the long run. I really don't think it's going to help for the long run. So it may create more division than anything. I mean, it's hard to say. I hope it helps for the long run. But I don't know. I don't understand the cities that got the mayors that are against it. I mean, you would think they'd want safer cities. These people that they're trying to protect in their cities, like in Chicago, it's not like they're going out and voting. Most of them people don't vote. They're out there in the streets, I mean, they probably don't even know when the polls are open, to be honest with you. They're out in the streets. They're doing their thing. And I know some people say, well, they're protecting their voter. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not. I imagine if you went through there and you did a poll, most of those people probably don't even vote. They never have voted, don't even know how to vote. There's got to be something else to it, As childish as it may sound, maybe they're just going the opposite of what the Republicans want. I mean, that would be pretty childish to set aside the safety of your city just to go the opposite of what your political opponents want to do. I don't know. If I lived in Chicago, I wouldn't have a problem with it. If I lived in Portland, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't care. Bring the National Guard in, do what they're going to do. They ain't going to bother me. I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to do, right? But I don't know. Some cities seem to have a serious issue with it for some reason. The Charlie Kirk thing just blew my mind. Like, I understand a lot of people disagreed with him, and I get that. There's political people out there I don't agree with, but to go to that level, I just don't get it. Because when you kill him, basically what you're saying is you can't defeat him with your, with your talk, how you, in a debate. But so you're going to go ahead and kill him, right? I mean, basically, you lose the argument right there off the rip. What's going on, BA? What's up, man? And it's like the ultimate loss. To kill him was the ultimate loss. Because that's just admitting that you can't out-talk him. Your points don't have any valid anything to them. So you kill him. I don't like Nancy Pelosi. I wouldn't want her dead. I don't like Chuck Schumer, but I'd never want him dead, you know. And besides, let's say someone did go out and do that. Well, it would hurt us all, anybody that's on this side of the aisle, because it makes it look like they're right, and the only way we could stop them was to do that. Don't make any sense, right? You know, and that's something else altogether. The same side that wants to ban guns and make guns harder to get is the same side that keeps using guns. I mean, what point does that make? I mean, are they wanting to ban them from themselves? I mean, they're the ones that keep using them. Hey, BA, I really appreciate that, man. Every every dollar helps. It really does. But I mean, that's the same side that keeps wanting to ban guns and keeps wanting to restrict guns and do all that kind of stuff, right? They're the same side that keeps using them. You know, I mean, it just don't make any sense. Everything's so out of whack. I can't wrap my head around it. And no, today I was talking to somebody about it, and they said, "Well, that rational people can't wrap their head around it." Well, if these people are that far gone mentally, I hate to say it, but maybe we need to be looking at other options for them. Jail's not the answer. They need help. They need mental help. Instead of putting police out there, we need to put psychiatrists out there. Set up little booths so that these folks can go sit down and talk to them about their problems and whatever's going on in their life, right? What's causing them to act like that? And I understand they're paid as well, which that's a joke within itself too. And whoever's paying them should be facing charges. You know, that's treason. You're inciting violence against your own country. You know, that should be treason. But I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? We can't all get our way. I guess they're just gonna, instead of psychiatrists, maybe they get psychiatric help once they get arrested. I don't know. Maybe they got counselors in there for them to talk to. I don't know. Be interesting to hear what y'all's thoughts are on it. What y'all think about it. I don't go live very often. It's rare. Gonna try to do it a little bit more often, and I'm gonna try to do it in daylight hours when there's actually people around. But like I said, I just couldn't sleep tonight, and I haven't been sleeping well at all anyway. I've been going to sleep till 4 or 5 in the morning and getting up at um, you know 12, 1, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Kind of sucks. And I mean, it surprises me that trazodone won't help. That it's not doing it for me. You know, I need to make this person a moderator here. That is moderator. There we go. There we go. BA, I just realized you weren't a moderator, so upped your status there. It's supposed to start cooling off here. I think we got one day coming up. It's supposed to be like 79 degrees or 80 degrees. That'll be nice. Maybe I'll actually be able to tolerate it outside and go fishing, right? Go do something. Try to wear some of my energy down during the daylight hours so I'm not up all night. You know, I haven't been watching a lot of the other trucking channels. I don't know what all they got going on. And I think the trucking drama side's been kind of quiet. Some of the guys that I watch haven't been posting a whole lot. What's wild is I've been on YouTube a while, and some of the guys that I used to watch aren't even on YouTube anymore. They haven't posted in months. It's, but I guess it's just the way it goes. You know, it kind of comes and goes. When I stop posting, y'all know where I'm at. Y'all know what happened. I'm either in the hospital or no longer with y'all. But YouTube's had its good times and its bad times, but for the most part, I appreciate most of the people that I've met through YouTube. Even if I didn't meet them in person, talk to and all that kind of stuff. You know, if you get down to Ganado, Texas, or Edna, Texas, there's a TA in Ganado. There's a Loves there in Edna. If you ever get down to one of them two areas, you hit me up. If I got time, I'll come up there and visit with you. I haven't been in a truck since June, and I miss it. I ain't gonna lie, I miss it. You know, I didn't think that I would, but I do, and I didn't there at first. But I catch myself kind of just thinking about different times out on the road, different truck stops, different places I've seen. I'm always scared I'm gonna forget what it was like. I don't want to forget. I enjoy watching like TikToks where they show the scenery and you got the truck, just got the camera in the window, music playing in the background. I still recognize a lot of those areas, and I'll think to myself, I've been there. I know where that's at. You know, it's been wild though. It sure has. I know one channel I've been kind of watching a little bit here lately that seems to be doing its thing. That's Billy Rains. You'll get a chance, go check him out. Good old Billy Rains. He started getting active again on his trucking channel, and he does some pretty good content. He's doing some shorts and stuff. He does some pretty good stuff over there. He's also in the Discord. I would post the link to the Discord, but I don't really know how. Maybe one of them other guys will see it tomorrow, and maybe they can post the link to the Discord in here. That way, if you want to come over and chat with some YouTubers and fellow truck drivers, you can. I enjoy meeting new people in there. I know some of the other YouTubers do as well. You got Elite from Elite's Army. He's in there. Um, I don't know what Josh's channel name is. I'm subscribed to him, but I can't remember what it is right off the top of my head. Of course, you got Billy Rains in there. You got 7Q from up around the Joplin area. He's in there. There's quite a few people in and around trucking in that Discord. So you get bored, stop by there and check it out for sure. For sure. Kind of wish there were more people so I'd pop up and give me things to talk about, but it's 2:00 in the morning. It'd be hard to getting anybody in here at 2:00 in the morning. Let me see here. Snapper. Followed you for years. Used to leave your cards at the pilot. Yeah, I sure did. Yeah, I sure did. Start to finish. I had bits and pieces, but not the full story. Yeah. And I started driving in 2009, end of 2009, somewhere around in there. I did pretty much everything over the course of time driving trucks. Started out in reefer, went to dry van, and did flatbed, regular flatbed. Moved on, went in the oil field, ran frac sand, went and did rig moving, oversized, heavy haul. Think I've done everything, tankers. I've done everything except for haul cars. Hauling cars, the only thing I never did. Well, back in May, I started feeling sick, and I was getting jaundice. Skin was turning yellow, eyes were turning yellow. I had a knot just below my rib cage on the right side. Was real tired all the time. I was running flatbed for E.W. Wiley, and I was always extremely tired. And just couldn't seem to get to feel better. My meals, I was eating smaller amounts. I couldn't eat as much as I used to. I was losing my appetite. I was dropping weight. I was averaging dropping about 3 pounds a week. You know, I went from 200 and I bounced between 240 and 250. Now I'm down around the 150 mark. Right now, I weighed what I weighed as an eighth grader in junior high school. Sad, ain't it? But it is what it is. Well, anyway, I came home like the 1st or 2nd of June. I parked my truck up in San Antonio with a little lot I paid for. I pulled some of my stuff off the truck because I figured I was going to have surgery. I thought it was my gallbladder. So I knew I wouldn't be back in the truck right away. So I grabbed a good chunk of my stuff and I came down here to Lolita. My parents have a house here. They passed away. My sister's been living in it. And I came down here to stay so I could save the money rather than getting a hotel room. And I could go see a doctor. And if I had to have surgery, I'd be near where my family's at. Hang on a minute. Socks, shut up. It's a damn cat. Not my cat. Not a cat lover. We got 2 dogs too. One of them sleep back behind me. Dogs I do like. I'm not big on cats. Anyhow, that way if I had to have surgery, I'd be close to my family, and who knows how long recovery would be and all that kind of stuff, right? So I scheduled myself for a week off, but I figure I'm not going back for a little while. So come down here. I took a few days at home. Of course, steadily feeling worse and worse. I was getting more and more yellow. Even my feet were yellow. I mean, my whole body was yellow. Finally, I broke down and said, you know what? I got to go to the emergency room. 7 o'clock one evening, I had my sister take me to the emergency room in Victoria, Texas. I went to Detar Hospital in the emergency room there. And they drew some blood. They did a CT scan. They did the full deal, trying to figure out why I'm jaundiced. Anyhow, the worst feeling in my entire life. And I'm going to tell you, I've been told some bad news many times in my life, but this was the absolute worst. It was probably 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. The doctor walked in there and she didn't waste no time. She got right to it. She said, your CT scans come back. There's a mass on your pancreas. And by the looks of it, it looks like pancreatic cancer. She said, we're going to be transferring you. I'm going to be calling out. Because you're going to have to get to a hospital in the city. Because there was also a gallstone blocking the common bile duct, and it was pushing bile back into my liver. So it was destroying my liver, which is why I now have this bag. That's what it does. It pulls the, I got a hose that goes in my stomach and it gathers that stuff up and gets it out. That way it don't back up into my liver. That's what was causing the jaundice, by the way. So a procedure was going to have to be done, EPRC or something like that, where basically they go in and remove the stone and then put a stent in. So they make all these calls. They end up getting a call back from Baptist Medical Center there in downtown San Antonio. Boom. About an hour later, I'm on an ambulance strapped down in the back, headed to Baptist Medical Center. I'll never forget that night. It was the night that was flooding real bad in San Antonio. They had a pile up and a few accidents that night. It was thundering and lightning. When you're in an ambulance laying down, you can see out the back window because your feet are at the back door. It's the way you lay in an ambulance. So I'm laying there and I'm looking out the window and watching the lightning and trying to wrap my head around the fact they told me that I might have cancer and what I'm going to do and what I need to do and all them kinds of things. We get to Baptist Medical Center and they get me checked in. They get me up there on the third floor and I go to bed. My sister shows up. I think she showed up about an hour after I got there. And anyway, I go to bed. I get up in the morning. They take me down. They do a CT scan, another one. They took me down to the MRI. Then they decide it wasn't that day, it was the next day. So I said another day. Then they decided to try to do that EPRC, whatever it's called, that procedure. So they put me under. They ran the deal down, went to go try to pull that stone out, and they couldn't get to it. For whatever reason, there was something blocking it. So they abandoned that. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to have to put a biliary drain on you. That's this bag that I have. It's got a hose that connects up to my stomach. So they can drain the bile off of my liver because that was going to kill me if it kept going. It was going to kill me. So anyhow, I think it was the day after that they went ahead and did that procedure, IR or whatever it's called, and that was a weird procedure because they don't fully put you to sleep. They just sedate you, and then they start pushing a hose. They cut a hole in your stomach, start pushing a hose across there. They got a big computer screen up. I mean, it's the size of a wall, and they're looking at this hose go where it's supposed to go. They're working it off that screen. Weird, Of course, they got me drugged up. I'm on fentanyl and whatever else they're giving me, pumping through an IV, a little cocktail or whatever. So they get that done, and that's what really messed me up. Like after that operation, that's when I couldn't walk anymore. My energy level was down. I mean, it was horrible, horrible. But anyhow, put me back in the room. A couple days goes by. They do a few other tests. And then they come to me and they're like, well, we're going to try to do that EPRC again. I was already fed up. You already got this bag on me. I've been here a week. I'm done. I'm done. So they let me go. Let me go home. I went home and I got set up with MD Anderson in Houston, Texas. I had some appointments set up. I was going to be going up there and seeing the doctor, getting evaluated and all that. But before that could happen, I started getting sick one night. Just started throwing up and couldn't stop. I was real weak, dizzy, and just constantly throwing up. And I mean, no matter what I drank, water, it didn't matter. Anything that hit my stomach was coming back. And I was extremely weak. So decided let's go ahead and go to MD Anderson. So I get in the back seat of the truck and lay down my SUV Expedition. And my daughter drove, my sister rode. We went up to MD Anderson. I was so weak, they pulled me out of the truck and straight into a wheelchair. Of course, it's 2 hours from here. And took me into the emergency room. And I don't remember much about it because I was so out of it. Everything was real foggy. I actually felt like I was dying, to be honest with you. Everything was real foggy. I couldn't hold my head up. They thought I was having a heart attack. So they pulled me in there. They throw me on the EKG machine immediately. I'm laying on this table. I do remember that. This guy hooking up wires to me and running whatever tests. So they figure out I'm not having a heart attack. So then they pulled me off that machine, put me back in the wheelchair. I remember them checking my blood sugar, which was fine. And they get me into a bed finally in the ER. and I'm in the ER. They're running their tests. They're giving me fluids and doing some things. And to be honest with you, when they started giving me fluids, after that first bag of fluids is when I started to feel better. I started coming back out of it. Well, it turns out my electrolytes were all out of whack. My sodium was so low that they were contemplating putting me in ICU. By the way, low sodium can kill you. Never knew that. I do now. And they actually told me that if I had like probably another 30 minutes, an hour tops, if I hadn't gotten in there, I would have died that day. It was bad. It was real bad. I was in the hospital about a week, and of course my appointments got set off because I was in the hospital. And I was too weak anyway. So they get me released. I come home. I'm still real weak. Can't hardly move. I'm laying in bed all the time, kind of playing on my phone. I might have been out of the hospital maybe 5 days, 6 days. Start throwing up again. Gets real bad. I mean, throwing up like crazy. Go back to the hospital. This time I'm there 3 weeks. They're running antibiotics through me and IV and everything. They can't get the infection down. They can't figure out where the infection's coming from, which they never did. Excuse me. They never did get it down. They never did figure out where it was coming from. But anyhow, I was in the hospital about 3 weeks. They let me out. Sent me home. Sent me home on 3 different antibiotics. I come home. I'm taking them 3 different antibiotics. Cipro was one of them. I don't remember what the other two are. I made it about 4, maybe 5 days. Start throwing up again. Start feeling real weak. I didn't want to go back to the hospital, so I pushed it, thinking I'll get to feeling better. I'll get to feeling better. Because I always get to feeling better when they put me in the hospital and start doing their thing. So I was like, I'll get to feeling better. If I just keep drinking water, I'll get to feeling better. 3 days of throwing up and not getting out of bed. One morning, my sister came in and she's like, "You're not looking good, bro. Your eyes are sunk in. Your skin's lost its color. You're just not looking good." I told her, I said, "Go ahead and call an ambulance." Because I didn't have the energy at this point to get to the truck. I didn't have the energy to even get out of the room. So she called an ambulance. Ambulance got here. They couldn't get the bed back here to my room. I'm kind of in the back of the house. There's a hallway and some other, they just couldn't get it back here. They needed to get me up and to the bed up front, up by the living room. They raised me up off the bed. They grabbed my hands. They had brought a wheelchair in here. And when they raised me up off the bed, I immediately got dizzy. It freaked me out. So I pulled back from them, passed out. I remember coming to, my sister was standing there and 3 paramedics. I looked at my sister and said, "Did I pass out?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Wow." So started trying to get up again. Got dizzy, blacked out. I went in a septic shock. My body locked up, my hands locked up. They ended up carrying me out. I woke up in the back of the ambulance. They weren't gone from here yet. I don't know how long I'd been out yet. They hadn't got an IV started, but I was in the ambulance, and 2 of the paramedics were working on me. They were sticking stuff to me and doing all kinds of crap. So they run me up to Citizens Medical Center, which is another hospital in Victoria. They kind of get me stabilized there. Then they put me on an ambulance transfer up to MD Anderson. Put me in ICU in MD Anderson because my heart rate was jacked up. It was real high, but my blood pressure was real low. My blood pressure was doing like 89 over 40. I mean, it was real low, real low, which is part of what caused me to lock up and seize out. That was probably the scariest time ever. And I was in ICU for 4 days, and then they transferred me up to the 21st floor because I was on a heart monitor. So they put me on the heart floor, and I was there probably about a week. Came home, but I mean, it's been rough. It's been rough for sure. But it is what it is. I mean, it's part of life. I don't know how long I got. Don't know how long I'm going to live. You know, I think about my kids and what they're going to do. I got one kid that's only 15 years old. You know, um, what my family's going to go through, and when I do pass away, we ain't got the money to bury me. So I mean, I don't know if somebody going to throw me in a box and put me in the backyard somewhere or what. But there are definitely some obstacles that keep running through my mind. Not only that, but what I'm going to go through during the process as I die. You know, there's people that go to sleep and die in their sleep. There's people that really suffer. You know, kind of wondering what I'm going to go through when that time comes. I mean, that kind of stuff's always going through my mind. And if you're not going through it right now, you will one day. You don't know what I'm talking about. You can think back on old Snapper over here and think about what I had to say and kind of remember it. Oh man, Cordova. Let me get you a wrench, buddy. There we go. Good morning, Cordova. This dude right here, I got to know him just shortly after I got on YouTube. I think I'd been on YouTube maybe 6, 7 months, 8 months, or whatever. You know, and Cordova's good people. Got a huge heart, huge heart. Man, that's a big hearted dude. And we had our ups and downs, man. But overall, I've always wished the best for him. He's a good dude. He really is. And he's got a YouTube channel. You have to go check him out. He sometimes goes live. He works weird hours. I forgot. It's what, 2 o'clock, 2:30. Yeah, Central Time. So yeah, he's probably getting up, getting ready to go to work. Runs to Chicago. You know, he goes up to Chicago and delivers and picks up and does what he does and right back home. Does that every day. He's one of the lucky ones. Gets to be at home with his family every day. He's not out on the road for months at a time. I wish this mic would stay. I wonder if I can get it to where it'll. I'm tired of holding it. See how that does. There we go. I got a 20-ounce Coca-Cola trying to hold the arm in position. It's weird. But anyway, it's ghetto. But yeah, Cordova's really good people. Really good people. I'm all right, other than the fact that I can't sleep. You know, probably won't go to bed till about 5 in the morning. I figured I'd kill a little bit of time and get on here and go live. And I didn't figure there'd be that many people around being as late as it is. I might try to go live later today during the daytime when there's more people around and see what's popping. Yeah, that's pretty much been everything up to this point to where I'm at now. Like I said, now I'm trying to get strong enough to start chemo. And I'm gonna be honest, I've been dragging my feet on making an appointment with the oncologist for chemo. You know, you hear some people tell their story, and sometimes chemo makes a person worse. You know, there's times that chemo kills a person before the cancer will. I mean, it's one of them things you juggle. Do you take a chance? Start the chemo and see what happens? Do you write it out and see what happens? I mean, what do you do? You know, it's just it's not a decision that I don't wish it upon any of you. I hope none of you ever have to go through this because it's frustrating and worrisome. You know, you don't really know what to do. Of course, I probably will start chemo and go through that and hope I survive it. And if I do, I do. And if I don't, well, it's my time. God will call me when it's my time, right? Can't do nothing about that. Well, that's one thing we can't stop. We all have a date. We all have a time. when that date and time comes, it is what it is. He pulls that card, he pulls it. We check out. But do hope my kids do all right after I'm gone. And hope all of y'all do good after I'm gone. You know. And man, I appreciate that, Cordova. It means a lot. Hope y'all's channels continue to grow and enjoy the content. I hope America doesn't fall apart like it looks like it's going to. I hope it doesn't. Hope it somehow America comes back together. It's definitely not the America I knew growing up. I don't know what my kids are going to go through, what they're going to see. I don't know what some of y'all out there are going to go through or see in the next few years. But it don't look good. I'll tell you that. It does not look good. I mean, now they're talking about an alien invasion. I mean, there's stuff going on that I never, if you'd asked me 20 or told me 20 years ago that this was going to happen today, I'd never believe it. Hold on, I got to readjust myself. Yeah, if you'd have told me 20 years ago this was going to happen, I wouldn't have believed it. I'd have been like, no way. No way. No way in hell. America's not going to be that bad off. But it damn sure is. Damn sure is. Well, this chair is starting to hurt, so I'm going to get off here and lay down, and maybe I'll go to sleep here at some point. I appreciate all of y'all for stopping by. Have a good morning at work, Cordova. And those of y'all that catch the replay, I appreciate y'all for catching the replay. Y'all take care, stay safe, keep trucking, and God bless.